Hey guys, Tom here from the Investing with Tom YouTube channel. Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoyed today's video, hit like, hit subscribe, and that way you can see future videos as well. So today's video, as the title suggests, is an update on our subscriber stock picking challenge. So once I hand over to Thomas at the computer, which I will do in the next minute or so, he will talk you through all of the rules and kind of everything that comes with the stock picking competition. But basically this was a competition we started back in January where everyone picked two stocks, one long, one short. We gave you a hypothetical $10,000 portfolio, and we've been tracking the performance through the year and giving away prizes sort of during the competition as well. So a bit of an update on how everyone is tracking there. Before we do get into that, we do have a sponsor for today's video, and a pretty fitting one at that. So today's sponsor is Sharesight. Now, Sharesight are a portfolio tracking software that I have been using for my own personal portfolio for a little while now. So one of the main advantages that I really like with Sharesight is it integrates with my brokers. So I basically have two stockbrokers. I use ASB Securities for all of my New Zealand and Australian investing, and I use Hatch for all of my US investing. And Sharesight have integrations with both of those tools, so anytime I make a purchase or a sale, any sort of trade in either of those brokers, it automatically goes into Sharesight, where I can get much more detailed performance reporting and also tax reporting. So as you'll see, for this particular competition, I've been battling with spreadsheets to make sure I incorporate correctly not only share price changes, but also exchange rate changes for overseas currencies, incorporating dividends, and all of that stuff in the mix, even if you're an Excel wizard, can make things quite difficult. So Sharesight does all of that automatically. It updates itself automatically from any trades that I make and current market prices, which Excel obviously cannot do. So it's a great tool, and it also makes tax reporting really, really easy. At the end of the financial year just gone a couple of months ago, I was literally able to pull out one or two reports from Sharesight, had all the info there that I could just give my accountant and make sure I was meeting all my tax obligations for my investing. So really, really simple, really easy to use, and extremely powerful, and very big time saver for me personally. So if you're interested in checking out Sharesight, they do have a free version. You're going to want to access that via the link sharesight.com/investingwithtom. That will get you access to the free version. If you do go ahead and get a paid version though, using that link will actually get you quite a significant discount. So if you go ahead and purchase an annual premium subscription, you will save 4 months off of that annual subscription, which is a massive discount, far more than they have done in previous sort of discount links they've had and that sort of thing. So if you're interested in getting 4 months off an annual subscription with Sharesight, head to the link. I'll put that up on the screen here and down in the description below. But without further ado, let's get straight into the subscriber stock picking update. Okay, so we're over at the computer here now, and I just first want to give a bit of a recap of kind of how this competition is managed and all the things that can potentially drive your rank in this particular competition. So a bit of a reminder, basically at the start of the year, we set up all the people that entered with a hypothetical $10,000 portfolio, and basically that portfolio had to be split between two stocks. One which you went long, which basically means if that stock goes up and if you get paid dividends, that will contribute a positive return. So just like regular, straight up buying shares in a company. And then you had half the portfolio in a short, which basically means if that particular stock goes down, then that contributes again a positive return to your portfolio, because it's sort of a bet on the business going down over time. So that's kind of the high level view of what we've done here. There's a few other factors that I've also built in. So I've built in that basically all of the returns are calculated in US dollars. So if you pick, like Matthew did here, for example, a Australian company, or Adam did with a New Zealand company, that means that exchange rate fluctuations can have an impact on your overall return, just because we're reporting everything in US dollars. So that's the first thing. The second thing I've done is I've also included dividend payments. So for Dancing iPod here, we've got, this is the April update from a few months ago, but we've got a couple of cents per share in dividend payments, so that is going to contribute a positive return on the long side, and it's actually going to contribute a negative return on the short side. So if you short a stock, it goes down 10%, and you also get paid a 5% dividend. That means you're effectively only down 5%. So that's kind of the way I'm managing this. As you'll see, the spreadsheet is definitely a bit of a beast, and it is nice to use things like ShareSite when you're doing these sort of updates for your own portfolio, because I'm sure it's probably quite easy to make mistakes in here. And also, this probably took me a couple of hours to get updated the other night as well, when I was plugging in some of these new numbers for our July update. So to have all that stuff automated is really, really handy. But that's kind of basically how the competition is running. So this is going to be a 1-year competition. We're going to keep doing updates each quarter, just so that everyone knows how everyone's tracking, and we'll give prizes out throughout each quarter, but it's really the overall annual results that are going to be kind of the big one, and we'll do a few prizes for first, second, third, and kind of the annual results. So bit of a recap of how everyone was getting on last time we did an update. So this is everyone's long picks as of prices on the 1st of April. And dividends that had been paid by the 1st of April. And if you remember back to this time, it seems like maybe a long time ago, but it wasn't all that long ago. We had a lot of people down pretty dramatically. So this was a period of time where the market had just crashed sort of 20 or 30%, and that's reflected in a lot of the longs that we've got here. So we only had 2 people that were in the green on their long side, and everyone else was in the red to a varying degree. So that's what was happening on the long side. On the short side, we effectively saw the reverse. So almost everyone was in the green, which basically means the stocks they shorted did go down. But we still had a bit of a range here. So our best performer on the short side at that time was Matthew, with his stock being down 74%. We only had 3 or 4 people that had a short pick that had actually gone up. So that's sort of where everyone was sitting on their long and shorts. In terms of the overall, so we had a bit of a range here. We had M. Hoke, who was up 40% overall on the portfolio at that time. Again, we had a bit of a range, and we had roughly half of the sort of 45 entries be in the green and about half in the red. So I personally was sitting about mid-pack at that time with my GraphTech long and my Tesla short, which, as you'll see, has gone downhill for me pretty quickly in our latest update. But that's basically where everyone was sitting. So Mr. M. Hoke up here ended up getting a book, so we sent that off to the States, and we'll do something similar this time around for the current leader. So that's where everyone was at in April. Let's jump into the July update so that you can see the new leaderboard. In terms of our July update, I might just quickly have a look at our exchange rates. So these are all of the various currencies that people have got their various picks in throughout this competition. These were the exchange rates on the 1st or at the end of January, rather, when we started the competition. Everything is relative to US dollars here. So 1 New Zealand dollar is 65 US cents, for example, at the end of January. It went down to 59 cents, and now we're back at 65 cents. And you can kind of see these fluctuations for each of the currencies. And it was really interesting for me to go through and update all the data for the picks, for all the picks in this competition. We saw a lot of companies that have had things like their dividends cut, and that was reflected in some of the returns that we'll see as well. We had a lot of people who had shorts that have gone down dramatically, which has been great. We've got a few people with longs up dramatically, which is great as well. And then we've got pretty much everyone that shorted Tesla, including myself, pretty close to the bottom of the leaderboard, which is interesting to see. I made a video, if you haven't seen already, on why I don't short stocks in practice. I thought this would kind of just be something entertaining to do. But with all that said, I will stop delaying and just get straight into the results. So In terms of the long picks, we've still got some pretty familiar names up the top here. So we still have Mr. M. Hoke up the top with T Bio and a current gain of 157%, which is just massive. All of these prices are as of sort of 1st of July, and we're comparing against the end of January as sort of the start dates for some of the initial cost basis sort of prices in here. So these are our top three longs at the moment: M. Hoke, Curtis Milner, and Finley Ford. So we've got T Bio, we've got Pushpay Holdings, and we've got Tesla, and Tom 111 is actually third equal there with Tesla as well. So that's where some of our longs are. I will scroll through the list so that you can hopefully see yourself in here as well. You'll see me right down in 30th place with the GraphTech pick and amongst a few other GraphTech people there. So keep scrolling through the results. And that's where everyone is sort of at for the long. So we've got a range of being up 157% to being down 66%. So fairly wide range there, but that's sort of where everyone is at on the long side. On the short side, we've also got a bit of a range. So Varun, I hope I'm not butchering your name there, is equal here with a few people with, I believe that's Sky TV. So Sky TV since January is down 80% by the looks of that. And those people are miles ahead in terms of our short picks. So that's our top three. They all picked Sky TV, so well done on that particular selection. We've also got Matthew, who has also been rounded to an 80% gain here, but slightly lower on the dollar value there in fourth place. And again, I will just scroll through the list here so that you can see. And as I get towards the bottom of the list here, you'll see that all of us who picked Tesla are being absolutely spanked at the moment. So yeah, here we go. Place 42 right down to 48. All of the bottom positions we'd shorted Tesla, and there's a few YouTubers in there. So we've got myself, we've got Josh, who I hope will make a comeback soon. Got a few others in there as well. So Sean, Eddie, JJ, who just hit 50,000 subscribers on YouTube as well. So few of us in the mix there, all shorted Tesla, and that is not working out particularly well. It's working out even worse if I were to use today's prices, but luckily we hadn't quite lost all of our money in the short just yet, well, or at least on the 1st of July. So that's the shorts, and in terms of the overall, let's have a bit of a look at that. So the current leader is M. Hoke, and he remains the current leader from the carrying over from the first quarter. So a gain of 82%. We've got Matthew in second, Curtis in third, Varun in fourth, Sandri in fifth. So that's sort of our top five, anywhere from an 80% to a 50% gain. So absolutely killing it in this competition. And we only have about our top third, about our top 16 people up. Everyone else is down at the moment. And again, you're going to see a lot of us who went short Tesla down towards the bottom of the leaderboard here. So I'm currently in 43rd out of 48th, which is not a particularly good performance. But again, I'll have a sort of slow scroll here so you can see all of the names and kind of where you're sitting to get a feel for how you're tracking as well. So that is where everyone is at. Just like we did last quarter, I'm going to do a book giveaway to the current leader. So Mr. M. Hoke, you're getting your second book in 2 quarters from me. So flick me an email, which is exactly what you did last time, and I will get that out to you. Everyone else, best of luck for the next couple of quarters, and we're going to continue to do these quarterly updates, and we'll do some more significant prizes towards the end of the year. But for now, we'll just give the leader a prize with M. Hoke, and that will be it. So that's our update. I will flick back to Thomas standing up in the regular sort of filming area for a bit of an outro. But well done to everyone so far. So there you have it. Congratulations to Mr. M. Hoke, and anyone else that shorted Tesla, you're not alone. So that's our update for today. If you were in the lead in that particular update, flick me an email. I will get a book out to you as your prize for the quarter. But keep an eye out for what happens in future updates. We'll run this competition through to the end of the year and see how everybody goes. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're interested in getting 4 months off of an annual subscription with ShareSite, definitely go to the link sharesight.com/investingwithtom. Again, it'll be up on the screen here and in the description below. But that's all from me today. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.